Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I am Lisa, and the energy is really like wild and woolly these days. I'm gonna do a reading for February. Right now, when I just did the split, this is interesting. So we got the Sorcerer and the Witness. So this is really interesting because the Sorcerer is all about sort of like confronting the shadow and like healing the shadow, but like, you know, what is hidden needs to come to the light. So this is kind of, it's interesting because it's like really sunny like this. So it's like this is being exposed. And then we have the Witness, which this is a card of like unfolding. And it's a card of like allowing and just sort of like, it's like the inner work has already been done. So like, the Witness is just sort of being witness to the unfolding in the universe. So it's sort of like, I feel like this is really appropriate for there's all the, oh my gosh, there's just this huge explosion of cards. Wow, like that is like, I was just about to talk about this explosion of drama that's happening as the shadow element comes to light, and then that happened, which is really interesting. Sorry. So, yeah, the wind. So this speaks to change, and it's almost like, you know, like you think of like a fire and it being like this transformative process, but like it also is like very destructive as well, which is also kind of apropos given the wildfires that have been happening. But basically this kind of has to come to light. So we're gonna have to go through this process of this like being exposed so that it can be addressed. You know, I mean, we need to see it for what it is, and this is gonna let its freak flag fly, and we're just gonna all have to kind of take a deep breath because that's what's coming up right now. But it's like really important to stay grounded and like centered in yourself, and like know that like you know, you've done your own work. So like you don't want to be like sort of toppled by the chaos that's sort of unfurling in this moment. It's like, I think almost like helpful to know that this is the period that we're walking through, that it is super chaotic and all of this stuff is coming to the surface, and to be prepared, but also you know, be grounded within your own guidance and in your own heart, because it's going to be really wild out here. So it's like really important to be okay in your own self, you know. But yeah, this person is just watching it unfold. And interestingly, when I picked that up, we got this karma card and we got ancestors. So it's like this process, as crazy as it seems right now, like it's part of the evolution, and karma is going to happen. The ancestors are presiding over the situation. So, you know, try to stay focused and grounded, because and just remember, like this, a lot of what's happening, it's like not yours, but this stuff has to come up so it can be like cleared. And that's kind of what I'm getting as the main energy for February. So it looks like February is going to be just like really dramatic, really, really dramatic. I mean, I don't think that's shocking to anyone given how things have been going. You know, the world is at war, you know, the economy seems, you know, on the brink of some kind of epic shift. There's all these natural disasters plaguing the world. It's a difficult, really hard moment in time. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick a couple. Oh, interesting. Okay. So at the bottom we got strength. So it's really important to stay strong, stay centered, stay balanced. But look at this. There's this like little lamb there. Like this person's heart is clean. Like there's a pure intention, you know, behind it. And that goes right under this witness card. So that's interesting. So we got the Four of Swords. We got the Five of Pentacles. We got the Three of Pentacles. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So what I'm getting here is, it's like almost like this person has been in like this hibernation mode, like sort of resting up because we know the storm is brewing. So it's just sort of like, you know, kind of taking care of yourself and trying to stay stable within yourself, and taking like a moment, you know, because we're going to come right out of that and into this Five of Pentacles, which is this card of like loss. It's a card of lack, and it's a card of like not having enough. And like this is the energy that's being healed. This is the shadow element that needs to come up, and it needs to be healed. It's like almost like a scarcity complex, which I think the world is going through, because it's just like there's not enough resources, you know, everyone's fighting for control of what's left instead of focusing on like innovating into the future. And we have to like move through this energy to sort of like almost like cleanse it before people are going to realize like we have what we need. We have the answers, you know, within ourselves. Like we just need to tap into that so that we can move forward into the future. Like the world is not going to be the way that it was in the past. This is obviously a moment of profound change. But we have the tools and resources that we need to move into the future, you know? And so I think those that can focus on this new foundation and move through this energy are gonna actually have this really beautiful new beginning ahead of them. So, but it's all about having being open to what that is, because the image that I just thought of is like the Lion King at the end, and you know, the uncle or whatever, he kind of like destroyed the kingdom with his scarcity mindset, and you know, pitting people against each other and like operating from his ego and everything. And at the end, you know, like Simba, he doesn't kill him, you know, he just tells him to like, he just like forces him to face his own karma. And then in doing that, he sort of is surrounded by all the people that are stuck in this scarcity. And it's almost like the scarcity people are gonna almost like destroy themselves. And then emerging out of that is going to be this new path forward. So it's like really important that your mind is like sort of set to the right channel at this sort of pivot point, because, you know, there's going to be like diverging destinies here, depending on like what you are tapped into. So that's kind of an interesting message. Let's see, I'm gonna go to the ancestors. Yeah, I guess I'll go to the ancestors. Secret of the Ancestors. So this is a new one that I got. See what kind of wisdom we might get from the ancestors. Oh my gosh. So just right out of the gate, there's a split and it's like Jumbie, total disruption, and then we have the star, spiritual rebirth. So it's kind of like just what I said, you know, we have loss and then we have rebirth. So, you know, like, expect this is happening, this total disruption, but it's like almost like this has to happen to create the opening for this rebirth to happen, because, you know, otherwise, like, the status quo is just going to keep happening. So, you know, like, try to look at this moment as a good thing that's making room for growth, because that's what it is. And like, I think that's how we're going to have to look at it, to have the best possible outcome on the other side of this moment. So, okay, I'm going to do, wow. Okay, so we have the records. Remember why you came, be bold, legacy. So I think this really speaks to this whole witness, having done the inner work and just allowing, creating space, and allowing things to unfold, and also knowing that if you have clarity about who you are and why you're here, and you're in alignment with that, then you don't have anything to worry about. Like, things are going to be disrupted, but you will be fine, you know, like, that's the thing. And then we have energy rising, vitality, confidence, power, decisiveness. So this also makes me think of, well, first of all, we have this spiral of like growth. And I just the other day watched The Last Samurai, and it makes me think of, you know, when he's training and you know, he keeps like losing and he can't figure out what, you know, what's wrong, like why he's not getting it. And then, you know, one of the samurais pulls him aside and he was just like, no mind, like, you got to get out of your mind. And like, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's just sort of like, if you've, like I said, if you've done the work, if you're clear on what your path is, if you've like removed the obstacles within yourself, like, don't worry, like, you will know what to do when the moment comes and you will be ready. So just stay out of that like anxiety loop from like all the chaos, because you will know intuitively what your next move is, and just like be confident in that, and be ready, and just, you know, be true to yourself and authentic and in your power, and it's all going to work out just fine. There's this beautiful new beginning ahead. So try to keep it together, like, stay grounded, focus on yourself, know that this is part of the process, and I think that's the best sort of perspective you can have to move through February, because it looks like it's just going to be like really dramatic. So good luck, and I'll check back soon with more messages.